Alright, so what did you need? After the computer is switched off and Kyo hops off my lap, I turn to face Suzu.
うん。あのね。
He fidgets bashfully.
これからは、ちゃんとノックするからね。
Good idea. Look, just forget about that already, please. Though, please do knock still.
あのさ、ちょっと確認したいことがあってね。
What's this about?
司が戻ってこないんだけど、君たち、あの子を見かけなかった？
Tsukasa's missing?
夕飯の後に、ちょっとした用事で出かけて行ったんだけど、それからまだ帰ってこなくてね。もしかしたら、私とはすれ違いで、先に君たちのところへ戻ってきてるのかもと思ったんだけど。
No, we haven't seen her at all.
そっか。まだなんだ。
Suzu folds her arms and tilts her head, seemingly at a loss. I check the time on my cell phone. It's a bit past 9 o'clock. It isn't exactly late enough to be cause for serious concern, but even so, a young girl still shouldn't be out wandering the streets all by herself at this hour. You said she left straight after dinner, so that would mean she's been gone for about 2 or 3 hours by now.
そうだね。それくらいかな。
2 to 3. Where did she go, by the way?
いや、どこへっていうか、それはなんて言ったらいいか。
She purposefully evades my question.
ちょこっとばかし言いにくいことなんだよね、これが。
A glance. I thought I saw Suzu shooting a glance toward Kyo, who's sitting next to me. Well, I agree it's a bit worrying, but I say we wait a little longer. It's still not quite serious enough that we need to be stirring up a huge fuss over it. I mean, we don't want to make a mountain out of a molehill, if that's what this is. So, why don't we give her a bit longer for now?
そうだね。そうしようか。
This little errand of hers wasn't work-related by any chance, was it? I recall that Suzu appointed Tsukasa to be my emergency contact. In other words, she's given her apprentice, an errand boy in a sense of, or girl in this case. Did you ask her to do something for you?
まあね。そんなところだよ。
Okay.
ああ。そういうわけで、この時間に女の子の一人歩きは、やっぱり危険だからさ。私もついて行ってればよかったかなって、少し心配になってきてね。
Ah, okay. If it's something work-related, then it makes sense that she can't discuss it in front of Kyo, an uninvolved party. Anyhow, we've decided to wait a bit longer. Several hours have passed. It's past midnight. Guys, I think Tsukasa is dead. Yet, Tsukasa still hasn't come home. Something definitely isn't right here. Suzu's initial concerns may very well have been justified. Could have been an accident, or maybe she got unwillingly involved in some sort of incident. I blurted out a few bleak suggestions, which none of us want to hear now. Suzu scratches the back of her head in irritation.
あの子は一人でやりたいと言ってたけど、やっぱりついてくべきだったな。
Damn, that's crazy. Suzu's fucked up both times. Suzu's fucked up in Mio's route and Kyo's route. Why did peek? She asked to do it by herself.
ああ。
I still don't know where she went and for what purpose. But do you think we should go ahead and search for her? Yeah, no, Yuma. She's been gone for longer than she should be.
そうしようか。念のために商店街の連中にも声をかけておこう。時間も時間だが、気のいい連中だ。きっと引き受けてくれるさ。
Why them?
こういうのは人数があった方が有利だからね。って、あれ、もしかして知らない？
I guess not. No. What's this about?
司はこの頃、私の方の仕事の手が空くと、商店街にある店の手伝いをして回ってるんだよ。
Huh. Is that right?
うん。やっぱりあの子は少しでも多く、お金が必要なんだってさ。ともかく、八百屋の親父や魚屋のばあさんなんかは、あの子のことをえらく気に入ってる。頼めば、探すのを手伝ってくれるだろうと思う。
Even at this hour?
そんなのは関係ねえって。連中にとっての司は、もう孫みたいなもんなんじゃないかな。孫のピンチに駆けつけないじいさんもばあさんもいないだろ。
With that, she quickly pulls out her cell phone. Wow. Suzu predicted right. Despite it being so late, the people from the shopping district rushed over here in a flash.
そういうわけだから、夜遅くに申し訳ないけど、司を探すのを手伝ってもらいたいんだ。
After Suzu's succinct explanation, the townspeople shuffle off in different directions. Man, it almost seems like we've got the whole town in an uproar over this. Maybe we owe this all to Tsukasa. This is the fruit of her continual hard work day after day.
Tsukasa, 大丈夫なの?
Kyo scampers after me as I quickly step back into the dorm and tugs on my sleeve anxiously.
私のお友達はちゃんと見つかる?
Yeah, don't worry. They will for sure. I plop my hand down on her head. With how many people we've got searching, she'll probably turn up within 10 minutes or so. Day after day, she's been working hard and earnestly. Actually, now that I think about it, Kyo and Tsukasa are near polar opposites personality-wise. Of course, neither one is better or worse than the other. They're simply different. Well, you probably shouldn't say your girlfriend's personality is worse than Tsukasa's. I heave a sigh, shooting the glance at the clock on the wall. The current time slightly before 4 AM. I've been searching long and hard, along with the rest of the dorm residents and all the townsfolk, but we've yet to find Tsukasa. From the back alleyways to the schoolyard, even the lighthouse to the beach. Yeah, that's kind of spot. We've searched here, there, and everywhere, but to no avail.
町のみんなには、とりあえず今夜のところは帰ってもらうことにしたよ。
Suzu returns to the dining room after seeing them all off.
かなちゃんやみおちゃんたちはまだ外を探してくれてるみたいだけど、じいさんばあさんに無理させるわけにもいかないもんな。
Can you please tell us already, Suzu? Where did you send Tsukasa and to do what?
うん。
I do recall you saying during the search that the chance that she's left the town is very slim. Look, there's only so much we can do with so little information.
それは...
Suzu glances at Kyo very clearly and noticeably this time. I'm really curious. What is on Kyo's mind right now? She seems much more spaced out than usual, as if her mind is in a totally different place. You don't have to worry about Kyo, Suzu. You wouldn't leak any information about our work to anybody. Please, you can tell us. If we know where she went and what she was doing, Kyo and I might be able to put together where she might be right now.
もう...
Suzu scratches her head furiously in a fit of anger.
そうだよな。こんな場合で隠し事も何もないよな。司はすぐにでも見つかると思ってたんだ。心配してるとは言っても、そんなのはきれいさっぱり徒労に終わると。なのにまさか、こんな大騒動になるなんて。
She heaves a weary sigh. It took you long enough. Following that, she glances over at Kyo once more. After one final sigh, Suzu opens her mouth and with great reluctance.
実はね、司は... わかったの。え？私が見つける。
Kyo? He'd been sitting in quiet contemplation with her head down, but all of a sudden she stands up with a stern look on her face.
司は私が見つけるの。
Her eyes brim with a firm, unshakable resolve.
私が見つけるって？
Kyo, are you going to try what I think you are?
ユーマ。
Yeah?
今夜は晴れてる？
Huh?
今夜は満月？
I try to recall what the sky had been like when I was outside walking around a short while ago. It is a full moon.
綺麗で大きなお月様。
I don't remember the moon being any other... Well, no, it's not round because it's fucking destroyed. Yeah, that's right. And I don't think we're going to get an explanation for that until Shinku's route, so it's going to stay like that forever. For a while. The sky is so fair, you can see even the tiniest and faintest stars, and the moon is large and plainly visible. But when isn't it? She gives a firm nod.
条件は多分悪くはないの。だから、どこかに隠れたままで見つからないお友達を私が見つける。それってどういうこと？司を見つけるって、町の誰もが総動員で探し回って見つけられなかったものを、どうやって？
Kyo trots out of the dining room without providing an answer. Yuma, you should know. You seen her memories, and you've also seen her powers before. Well, you didn't see her powers, but I knew it was Kyo when I saw the Seekling. Usually when I share a quick glance before chasing after her. What is this all about? I call out to Kyo, who stands outside the entrance to the dorm, with her back to me, gazing up into the night sky. You sounded pretty sure that you'd be able to find Tsukasa. You aren't thinking of using what I think you are you?
私はしぐれと同じように探し物が得意なはずだから。
それは、なるほど。探し物の指揮か。
そう。
だけどあいつの力は、探し物は得意でも、見つからない誰かを探し出すことには適していないと、あいつ自身はそう言っていたように思うんだが。
そうなの。でも、私の指揮は、しぐれのものと違って、人探し専用のものだから。お兄ちゃんとのかくれんぼで、いつもその力の修行をしなくちゃいけなかったの。だけど、その代わりに、命が含まれない無機質なものを探し出すのは増えて、しぐれとは逆。
なるほど。
そしてキセルを使って、タバコの煙を吸い込み吐き出す必要もない。利用する動作は、ため息。
Dying? Jesus.
そう。ため息をつくと、幸せが逃げちゃうよって言うでしょ。四季の力の源は、汚れに近いものだから。だから、体や心の中に溜まった幸せを、ため息で外に出しちゃうみたいにして、私たちは四季を呼び出すの。それと、
She peers up at the night sky and the glistening moon, her eyes softening, before proceeding to say,
月の光は私の、敷島の四季の力を強くしてくれる。そういう決まり。
fuck. Hang on.
月の光は私の、敷島の四季の力を強くしてくれる。そういう決まり。
Look, it's not my fault. There weren't any pauses in the sentence, so I wasn't expecting her to do that big pause at the end.
私はね、何もできない不出来な子。
Kyo,
私がやらなくちゃいけないこと。どうしてもできなくちゃいけなかったこと。そういった何もかもが、私は上手にできない。何一つ、満足に達成できない。それでもきっと、これまでのそういったうまくできなかったことの全部が、今夜、たった一度だけの成功につながるためのものだったんだって、そう思いたい。
I wonder what this is. Kyo has always been rather lacking in self-confidence, in the self-confidence department, at least the way I see it. Yet, there's very clearly a different air in her tonight, to her tonight. And that can only be because of one thing. She has a clear objective in sight, to save her friend, who may very well be in some dangerous predicament as we speak. Either that, or else her desire to save her friend has caused a firm resolve to congeal inside of her. Yeah, well, it's either resolve or desperation. You pick your poison.
不思議。
Kyo,
探し物の式。私ができなくちゃいけなかったもの。これまで何度も何度も頑張って、それでもできずに諦めていたことなのに。それなのになんだか、今夜は私、できるような気がするの。
well, you made it work for Ren.
ユーマと夢の中であったような気がしている。あの日から。不思議なの。私、何でもできるような、そんな気がしてる。
The dream. I recall Kyo's dream. Hide and seek. Her big brother. The giant mansion. How exactly was I able to see all of that in my dream as well? I don't know. I was really hoping that he wouldn't ask why he knows this stuff, because that was what I was annoyed by in Miro's route, but fine.
お願い。
He looks to the night sky and whispers to it.
どうかお願い。きれいなきれいなお月様。寂しい場所に隠れたままで、誰にも見つけてもらえない。そんな、私の大切なお友達のその場所を、どうか私に教えてほしいの。
Kyo takes in a deep, deep breath. And then, toward the full moon hanging in the night sky, she reaches her hands out toward the mystical moon, severely fractured through some act of destruction by some unknown person that we won't find out about until Shinku's route.
苦然として胡蝶なり。
Did you really need to show her panties? I get that it's... Look, I get that this is an eroge, okay? We just had a hate scene last episode, but that doesn't mean you need to show her panties, okay? She lowers her voice and speaks in a poetic tone. I wonder what this CG looks like in the all ages version.
心に花を、両手に希望を。私が触れるくすんだ不幸を、色鮮やかな幸福に。どうかお願い。
It probably looks like this.
私が愛する大好きなあなたを見つけるために力を貸して。
At that moment, as though squeezing her heart of its darkness, Kyo breathes a long, deep sigh. Slowly and gradually as she does, her sigh, illuminated by the moon, takes form as a sparkling butterfly.
よかった。
A sigh of relief emanates from deep within her.
ユーマ、私ここまではちゃんとできたよ。
Yeah. I squint slightly at the pale light. The light emitted by the deformed butterfly. I sigh inwardly, feeling as though I've seen the exact same butterfly somewhere before. I had a feeling that was Yukio. You're the one who helped us find Ren that one time. Who's us?
あの時は偶然。見つける途中で蝶は消えたの。
Her voice swallowed into the thick, dark air of the night. He mumbles that it was only through sheer luck that we were able to find Ren.
だけど、今回もそうだとは限らないから。だから、お願い。これまでずっと、あなたのことを使いこなすための練習を、怠けてきたけど、それでも、私の願いが届くなら、
Yo talks to the butterfly. She exhaled, her words wrapped in the one sliver of hope she has.
お願い。私たちを、司のところへ、連れて行って。
The butterfly's figure is warped, and its body translucent, seemingly. It could flicker out at any moment. Even so, it begins to float up steadily. And slowly, very slowly, it begins to flutter towards Tsukas's location.
追いかけるの。ユーマも一緒に来て。
She takes my hand. Right. The pale light that she called upon leads us leisurely through the darkness, carving an uneven path. It still looks as feeble as the flame of a candle. The slightest gust of wind would be enough to vanquish it. However, it continues moving forward with each definite flap of its wings. The beach. I begin to scan the area upon Kyo's cycling, reaching its final destination. But how? I've already searched here earlier with the townspeople. There's a dead end. The only thing beyond this point is the ocean. Kyo, Suzu and I walk along the water's edge. As for Kyo Seekling, it continues to float teeteringly ahead of us, almost as if it no longer even remembers where it was taking us to in the first place. None of us dare say anything, but there's a palpable tension forming in the air. The question on all of our minds is obvious. Has Kyo Seekling lost sight of its target? Kyo squeezes her eyes shut.
大丈夫。大丈夫だよ。きっとできる。私なら。私の指揮なら。きっとできるよ。
Watching the flapping butterfly in front of us, she softly murmurs those words of encouragement to herself.
頑張って。もう少しだから。私のお友達を見つけてよ。
At that moment, an abrupt gale blows toward us from the sea. And the Seekling, its outline begins to waver due to the force of the wind. It's going to disappear. That is my initial thought. It'll be a repeat scenario of what happened when we were looking for Ren on the mountain trail. Kyo cries out. Her voice contains such raw emotion, the likes of which I'd never expect from her. Kyo,
何もできない私だけど、誰の役にも立てない、誰にも期待されないダメな子だけど、体も弱い、お勉強だってできない、頑張りたい時にも頑張れない、ダメなことばかりの私だけど、お願い！大切なお友達が大変な時くらい、そんなお友達の役に立てる私にならせてほしいの。
it sways, and its outline blurs on the verge of flickering out. But then, for a fleeting moment, it gives off a strong light, brighter than the sun, as though reacting to Kyo's cries and tears.
待って。
With a small popping sound, the butterfly disappears. All that remains is the pale light of the moon and the gentle roar of the waves.
そんな。
Kyo sinks to the ground in resignation.
どうして。
She buries her face in her hands and lets out her tears.
ダメ。ユーマ。私。どうしてこんなにダメな子なの。迷子になって帰ってこれないお友達を見つけることもできないの。
I go over to support her as she lies on her knees. She immediately clings to my chest. After pushing her face into my chest, she wails.
どうしよう。司が帰ってこなかった。どうしよう。司が大変なことになってたらどうしよう。
Just calm down. Nothing's for certain yet. We'll find her, I promise. For now, it might be wise to start off by expanding the search area beyond the town limits. We should head back to the dorm, then we can start our search anew tomorrow morning, once the sun has risen.
二人とも、あれ、見てよ。
Huh?
ほら、あれ。
We turn our attention toward the direction she's pointing, and the first thing we see is the sparkling dust that the Seekeling left when it disappeared in the wind, starting to coalesce in a corner of the beach. What's going on?
さあ、でもあそこには岩場しかないはずだけど。
私の式消えたんじゃなかったの。
Shall we go and take a look?
あ、もちろん。
Urged forward by our rekindled flame of hope, the three of us run. We arrive at the location where the remnants of the sea clean float, shimmering like fireflies. I never knew there was some sort of secret spot like this. Between the rocks and the wall in this corner of the beach, there's a wide opening. Although from this perspective of someone by the beach, it merely looks like a large, rugged rock. That explains everything. Why no one bothered to look over here. We never could have guessed that there was something more to it. Let's go. Tsukasa might be in here. Three of us venture inside, finding that the space is quite a bit bigger than it looks up from the outside. Looking ahead, we find a young girl collapsed on the ground.
大丈夫。ちゃんと息はあるよ。気を失ってるだけみたいだ。
Yeah, come on. The game's not gonna kill off a main character. After saying that, she lifts Tsukasa up and jostles her awake. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they kill off a main character and a different person's route, so, you know, there was a chance. Immediately upon opening her eyes, she blinks in astonishment. Okay, now the tension's died down. I was gonna say something when the flash of light happened. What I was gonna say is, last time I saw that flash of light, Haku fucking disappeared, and then the seagulling disappears. I'm like, okay, but, you know, sad thing cannot happen at this moment, because this is the climax of the story.
敷島さんにお兄さんとそのお姉さんです。
But I do not.
お三方揃い踏みでいかがなされたのでしょうか。
I did not appreciate the fake out. We were searching for you, Tsukasa. Thankfully, she seems to be alright. When we initially found her unconscious, I feared for the worst.
私を探してくださっていたのですか？
I mean, she looked pretty dead, but that was probably from the lighting. She doesn't seem to quite understand the full extent of the situation she's in. Her eyes continue to flicker. Yeah. But why don't you start by telling us everything that happened? You don't have to rush, just go nice and slow. Sorry to have you do this for us right away, right after you've woken up though.
そんな。
She waves her hands frantically.
私は確か。
She cocks her head to the side, deep in thought.
したの？心配したんだよ、つかさ。
She wraps her arms tightly around Tsukasa.
敷島さん、ちゃんと見つかってよかったの。すみません。今何時なのでしょうか？
You're like not going to show a CG of it? A little after 4 in the morning, last I checked. I give her a brief summary of the events from our side of things. Look, I guess that it puts more work on the artists and they might not have the budget for it, but at the same time, it was this game was financially viable for a remaster, so I don't know why they didn't had some extra CGs that would have added more to the scene, like this one.
ごめんなさい、皆さん。私、そんな長い間眠ってしまっていたなんて。ものすごいご迷惑をおかけしてしまったのです。
it's fine. We found you now, so there's no need to worry about that anymore. Well, that aside, what were you even doing here in the first place? Not to mention the fact that she was unconscious. Are you alright? You didn't get into some bad situation, did you? We want to hear your side of the story now.
あ、はい。すみません。特に危ない目にあったわけではないのです。ただ、私が勝手に閉じしちゃっただけで。
Chikasa then looks at Suzu.
ありがとうございます。お姉さん。
ん？
きっと秘密を守ってくださったのですよね。
ああ、うん。まあね。だけど約束を守れるかどうか、ギリギリなところではあったけどね。
What are you two talking about? I mean, considering that she was staring at Kyo the whole time the secret was being brought up, it has to do with Kyo. Which means that it's probably to do with Renya.
はい。
Unless I'm being faked out as well.
私、お友達の敷島さんとお兄さんにおめでとうをしたかったのです。おめでとう。
Oh, so it wasn't that deep.
そうなのです。
She fidgets bashfully.
今夜のお夕飯の時、お二人が、そういう関係になったと教えていただきました。
Right?
私、嬉しかったのです。敷島さんは大切なお友達。お兄さんは、でも、とっても尊敬しているおっぱいの神様です。だから、そんなお二人には、特別なおめでとうございますをしたかったのです。どうしても、言葉だけじゃなくて、もっと他に私の気持ちを伝えるいい方法はないのかなって、そう考えました。それで思い出したのです。お二人にとてもぴったりな贈り物を。贈り物？はい、そうなのです。つい先日、商店街の本屋さんで見かけた雑誌に載っていたのです。この町の浜辺には特別な貝殻が見つかるんだって。
What makes it special?
はい。淡い桜色の貝殻だそうで、お守りの代わりになるのだそうです。お守りって？なんでも、それを手にしているだけで、恋愛の神様が守ってくださるという、それはありがたいものなのだそうです。
The goddess of love?
はい、です。そういうものは、おっぱいの神様でありますお兄さんには、不要なものかもしれませんが、それでも、今のお二人には、ぴったりなように思えたのです。だから、雑誌にもそんなに簡単に見つかるものではないと書いてありましたけど、それをどうしてもお二人にプレゼントしたくて。
So you were here searching for it? You were here searching for it here the whole time? Yep.
はい。
You were here searching for it the whole time?
寮を出る際には 私の雇い主様でありますお姉さんには、一言だけ断りを入れて出かけましたけど。でも、私は、敷島さんへのプレゼントを探してきます、としか伝えていませんでした。そして、どうかこのことは、私が戻ってくるまで、敷島さんには秘密でお願いしますと、そう頼んで出てきてしまっていたのです。
Ah, so that's why you were so unwilling to tell us anything, Suzu. Also, why she kept shooting glances at Kyo when the topic came up.
まあ、うん。そういうことになるのかな。
Except that only served to fake out the audience.
うん、わかった。安心しな。気をつけて行ってきなよ。と格好をつけてうなずいた手前、そう軽々しく約束を保護にはできないだろう。
I just never expected something like this to come out, to come of it, Suzu goes on to say.
そして、
Tsukasa?
はい、思い出してきました。私、そろそろ帰ろうとしたところで、どうやら足を滑らせてしまったみたいで、一人勝手にこけちゃって、頭を打ってしまい、目が覚めたら今になっていたと、そういう感じみたいなのです。
Well, that seems to make the most sense. Whatever the case, I'm glad. I'm glad we managed to find her safe and sound.
つかさ、大丈夫なの？頭打ったの？ズキズキするの？いえいえ、もう平気なのです。
She hops to her feet and curls her hands into fists.
この通り、私は無事です。こんなに元気いっぱいなのです。
She then clutches her head and crouches down.
目がチカチカするのです。無理しちゃダメなの。おとなしくしてないと。はい、すみません。ご迷惑ばかりおかけして。
She seems visibly dejected.
今夜はいつも以上に皆さんにご迷惑をおかけしてしまいました。この償いはどのようにすればよいのかわかりませんが。だけど、敷島さん、お兄さん。何？はい、私、見つけられたのですよ。
She opens up her left hand, which she had curled up into a fist all this time. Resting in her palm is a small, pretty, light pink object.
敷島さんは私の大切な初めてのお友達です。だから大好きなお二人がいつまでも笑顔で一緒にいられますように。おめでとうございます、敷島さん、お兄さん。私の願い事受け取ってもらえたらって思うのです。
She wipes away her tears.
ありがとう。
Then she takes the shell.
ありがとう、つかさ。 ずっと大切にするの。
The two small girls share a smile.
まあ、とにもかくにも、きょうちゃん、今回は君の大手柄だな。なんだよ。すっごいじゃん、引きこもり。
どういうこと？
どういうこともそういうことも、司を見つけたのは紛れもない、君の力だ。君が頑張らなかったら、司は自分で目を覚ますまで、ここにずっといなきゃいけなかったわけだ。それがどういうことだか、わかる？
とっても寂しいことなの。
ああ、そうだな。だけど、それだけじゃなくて、ほら、ここは満潮になると海の底、みたいだ。もしもそれまで司が目を覚まさなかったら、
私、お魚さんのお腹の中です。
Yes, and you also would have drowned.
ああ、うん。とにかくよくやったよ。お手柄だ。君は全然ダメな子なんかじゃないじゃないか。
There flashes a somewhat awkward smile.
帰ろう、司。仲良しは手をつないで一緒に帰るの。
After a whirlwind of a night, things are finally drawn to a close. The day after, we went around town and apologized to all the folks who had helped search for Chikasa the night prior. However, they were all just glad that we'd found Tsukasa safe and sound, which made us feel very grateful toward them. And finally... Oh. Naturally, all the events that transpired last night were written down in a report which Kyo sent to her brother.
名目上、私がお屋敷の外にこうしていられるのは、しぐれの特別教育で、式を上手に使えるようになること、なの。なのに、たとえ、名目上だとは言っても、いつまで経っても私が上手に式を使えなかったら、しぐれが怒られちゃうかもしれないし。
With that, we placed Kyo's third report into drawer 15. And much to our surprise, a reply arrived straight away.